Hello guys, I'm here to do another Beatle unboxing today. This isn't a new release or anything, but it's new to my collection, so I'm doing it anyway. Only reason the shrink wrap is open before doing this was I wanted to double check and make sure it's not a counterfeit or anything before going any further. And I confirmed it is legitimate, so you're getting my reactions otherwise as they are first time seeing this stuff, since I only looked far enough to see the few checkpoints of is this real or bullshit. So this is real. But yeah, anyway, so the front of the box looks like this with this great photo of them in front of the US flag, which makes sense for the US albums box set. There's little, like, this just sits behind it inside the shrink wrap, but it's like the US albums, 13 original US albums presented in both mono and stereo replica miniature LP packaging. This set contains Meet the Beatles' second album, A Hard Day's Night, original motion picture soundtrack, Something New, The Beatles Story, Beatles 65, The Early Beatles, Beatles 6, Help, the original motion picture soundtrack, Rubber Soul, Yesterday and Today, Revolver, and Hey Jude. So, with that in mind, it's very exciting to me, because I grew up with the UK versions of the albums, aka the correct ones, but the ones that are deemed the real ones. But it's nice just for, like, being able to compare and contrast having these. Now, admittedly, they do use the 2009 mixes, which not everyone's a fan of, and admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan. I still think the 80s mixes were better, but that's nostalgia for you. That's what I grew up with, so anything that veers away from that, I'm automatically a little skeptical of. But regardless, I'm just happy to have these because I never had all the US albums on vinyl or anything. My mom had some of them back in the day, but then there was a flood in her basement that wiped out most of them. She still has her Meet the Beatles, and she still has, oh god, of these, what does she still have? I think that might be the only one of her original. No, she still has the A Hard Day's Night soundtrack. And yeah, out of those, I think that's all she still has of her collection. So, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and open it up. We've got, like, this really cool kind of recordish style box, even. Now, one of the things you're looking for to tell if you have a counterfeit or not, if you look inside the box itself, right off the bat, as long as everything's squared, even, not all, like, peeling up or anything, that's a good sign. As long as there's no, like, wet glue-looking drops or, like, oily-looking spots in there, another good sign you have a legit, because the fake ones, for some reason, were just really cheaply and shoddily made. So just throwing that out there. That's one of the first things to look for if you're unsure if you have a legitimate copy or not. Another thing you're going to look for is the way that these are in here, being held in place with this foam. I'll show you. Let me take these out real quick. I accidentally bent it down a little on one side, but there should be a piece of foam inside of here that just helps fill out the box that last little bit of the way so they sit correctly inside of the box. If it's missing this, you may not have a legit. Just saying. It's possible you do have a legit that just, for whatever reason, they got rid of that foam, but I mean, if it's still sealed and it doesn't have it, red flag right there. So let me put these back in there real quick instead of wasting your time. Okay, got them all correctly situated in there. The first thing we come to is this little piece of paper here that on one side is Hearing is Believing, the Beatles Remastered. All 13 original albums feature a mini documentary on the making of each album, narrated by John, Paul, George, and Ringo and George Martin. These are enhanced files for playing in your computer. Pretty cool. Then on the back is an ad for Beatles Love Cirque du Soleil show, which, fair note, if you've never seen it, it's closing on Ringo's birthday this year. You have till July 7th, and then that's it. I'm trying to sway my dad on maybe a little short little trip to Vegas so I can see it before it closes, but no promises. Anyway, so, the next thing you come to is this book right here, which is very glossy, very lovely. On the back side, we've got The Beatles Are Coming with a BeatleBabe. Yeah, I'm not going to read off everything, but I'll show you the pictures that are in here. Them all combing each other's hair. We've got them with Ed Sullivan. We have a Meet the Beatles ad. Have a picture of them in Washington, D.C., in front of the Capitol. Ad for the Beatles' second album, as well as another for Meet the Beatles down at the bottom. One for the U.S. Hard Day's Night. A picture of them at a hotel pool. Something New album. We've got the Beatles story, as well as some singles and such over here. An ad for Help. One for Rubber Soul. Do I have my US set over here? No, I don't think I do. Because I would have compared side by side on some of these, but we have one for the Butcher cover. And this may be the closest some of us ever have to a true Butcher cover, so we've got one for for Revolver. One for Hey Jude. Got some nice photos here, including John with a kitty. With a kitty kitty. Got him backstage at, I think, Shea Stadium. A shit ton of singles. Some of the recording notes. More of those. It's an interesting little booklet, I gotta admit. One of these. Then just like all the disc info for the different albums. We have Bowing on Ed Sullivan. We have a press conference photo. Got another one from the Umbrellas photo shoot. Most of these are photos we've already seen before, but just in case you haven't, doesn't hurt to show them. More of the album info. Them baked out of their minds. That's a whole mood. That is a whole mood I resonate with much of the time. We've got this from the Yesterday and Today cover album cover shoot. I can talk. I'm still waking up, guys. I'm still drinking my coffee. I think a black and white from the back of Revolver. Another photo from the photo shoot for Hey Jude. It's a nice photo, honestly. I prefer they use that as the cover, personally, but that's just me. Them bowing on stage at Washington. Why do I know it's Washington? I don't fucking know, but I know. Anyway, so there's our little booklet. It's lovely. No complaints. So each CD in here also comes in an outer plastic sleeve, much like you would have for a vinyl album. I think that's such a nice touch. And they do have some adhesive to help keep everything nice and tidy. And they even have the backs of the albums literally pasted on the back as it would be with a vinyl. That's so freaking cool. Like, if you can see it up close on those edges, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but yeah, they do the thing. It's pretty cool. Very faithfully done. Even the spines look like the vinyls. That's really, really cool to me. But an even nicer touch here. The CDs themselves, well, they also come inside of these little baggy liners, but the discs are made to look like the labels on the vinyls. Very nicely done. So we have that. There's another thing that's an even nicer touch. Let me show you. Let's take this back in here. Every single one of these comes with an inner sleeve, just like the vinyl would have had that you put the vinyl in, and they are made true recreations of the ones that were with the albums. And I get a big kick out of seeing who all's on these. Since, like, this one, I love that we've got Frank Sinatra here. We've got, let's see, Bobby Darin. Got all sorts of good people in here. And that's just the first one. And most of them are different. Some of them, when they were released in the same year, have the same insert. But a lot of them are genuinely different. So it's kind of trippy looking from album to album. I know that some of the ones from the same years, it's not them being lazy and creating the set using the same ones. Just like, I have at one point or another owned some of the US ones that unfortunately I don't have now. But they had those same liners too, so it's not like they just got lazy on this. They very much did not. They did this super faithfully, and I appreciate it very much so. That's Meet the Beatles. Which, by comparison to With the Beatles, track listing here for anyone who might not know. We have I Want to Hold Your Hand, I Saw Her Standing There, This Boy, It Won't Be Long, All I've Got to Do, All My Loving, Don't Bother Me, Little Child, Till There Was You, Hold Me Tight, I Want to Be Your Man, and Not a Second Time. Very different album from With the Beatles. So there's that one. The next one in, we have the Beatles' second album, which I never had this, so for me, this is exciting to have any kind of copy of. It's the first time I've ever gotten to own it. So we have our cover that looks like this with fantastic photos, even more great ones on the back. Again, showing the spine just because it is faithful to the vinyl. Our track list here is Roll Over Beethoven, Thank You Girl, You've Really Got a Hold on Me, Devil in Her Heart, Money, You Can't Do That, Long Tall Sally, I Call Your Name, Please Mr. Postman, I'll Get You, and She Loves You. And then so for this one, we have same disc, so we don't have to show that twice. Okay, I think this one's one of the ones that has like a same liner, because same year, so let's pop that back in. No need to rehash. Just for the sake of time, but we will put it back in its liner. The only thing with these is just getting everything to line up correctly so it fits all flush in there. But just for how well this is all done, I don't mind taking that little bit of extra time. It's worth it. So then, we come to the US version of A Hard Day's Night, and I grew up with this one first, actually, because of my mom's copy. It's very interesting to me between the different covers, the different photos that they use on the back that differ largely from the ones on the front of the UK one. It's quite interesting. But our track list here is A Hard Day's Night, Tell Me Why, I'll Cry Instead. Well, they put I Cry Instead. An instrumental version of I Should Have Known Better. I'm Happy Just to Dance With You. An instrumental version of And I Love Her. I should have known better. If I Fell, and I Love Her. The instrumental version of Ringo's theme, This Boy. Can't Buy Me Love, and an instrumental Hard Day's Night. So this one, yeah, this one's different. So because this was a United Artists release, the disc looks like that, which is pretty cool. Let me put that back in the plastic, and then I'll show you the sleeve. Not much to see on the sleeve for this one, but just for the sake of it being different. One side just has this, and then the other side has like a print version of what all else they were selling at that moment on United Artists, which is kind of cool. So let's pop that back in. Pretty cool, if you ask me. Okay, back in the plastic sleeve. Then we come to something new, which is another one that I never actually owned, but I always loved the cover of. so I'm happy to have it. But yeah, you can see it up closer here. Here's the back. This one has I'll Cry Instead, Things We Said Today, Anytime at All, When I Get Home, Slow Down, Matchbox, Tell Me Why, and I Love Her, I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, If I Fell, and Komm gib mir deine Hand, which is obviously the German version of I Want to Hold Your Hand. So this one, let's see, we have a slightly different colored sleeve, a little more blue this time. Again, nothing really to see here. We have more Sinatra and Bobby Darin. Let's see, is this all the same people? Yeah, mostly, just slightly different color for the sleeve, because the others were more blue. This is more turquoise. But I like turquoise. So, I'm sure if I put them side by side, there's probably a few subtle differences that I'm not noticing on a quick look, but anyways. So, there's that one. And then we have The Beatles Story, which yet another that I had never owned, but I've always loved the cover of. Back in the 90s, I actually found a picture of the cover online just so I could print it out and stick it on my wall, because I find that such a cool picture. Now I have it on a shirt, but now I also have this, which is really cool. And here's the back. And this one's a gatefold, so it has all this inside that opens up, which is a nice touch. So this one, here's what you'll find inside. The Beatles' lives in close-up, packed with details, anecdotes, facts you never knew before about them. The authentic personal stories of all four guys, the wonderful wit and humor of the Beatles themselves in off-the-cuff interviews, excerpts from the Beatles' hit records, best of interviews with their fans, dazzling new photos, the most comprehensive coverage yet on John, George, Paul, and Ringo from the beginning to their fabulous fame today. And then the actual tracks listed. Side 1, we have On Stage with the Beatles, How Beatlemania Began, Beatlemania in Action, Man Behind the Beatles, Brian Epstein, John Lennon, Who's a Millionaire. Side 2 has Beatles Will Be Beatles, Man Behind the Music, George Martin, George Harrison. Side 3, A Hard Day's Night, the first movie, Paul McCartney, Sneaky Haircuts and More About Paul. And Side 4, The Beatles Look at Life, Victims of Beatlemania, Beatle Medley, Ringo Starr and Liverpool, and All the World. It's kind of cool there. And then this one, we've got, what do we have for here? Another one with the rainbow capital label, and another dupe of this sleeve. So, we'll pop that back in, and then we'll move on to Beatles 65 next, which that one I believe is where they start getting more different. I am really, really interested to listen to this one especially. Because it's not just the music, there's like more going on here. That excites me. Okay. So Beatles 65, we all know the album cover with the umbrellas. Interesting photo shoot. We have umbrellas, we have springs, we have brooms, we have more umbrellas. Like, I don't freaking know what this photo shoot even was. But here's the back. And the track list is No Reply, I'm a Loser, Babies in Black, Rock and Roll Music, I'll Follow the Sun, Mr. Moonlight, and side 2 is Honey Don't, I'll Be Back, She's a Woman, I Feel Fine, and Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. Now this one, again, rainbow label, but now we get into some different stuff. Because on one side, we've got most of the top row is Beatles ones. Then goes Beach Boys, Four Preps, Dick Dale and his Summer Surf, Peter and Gordon, the Beatles songbook, but it looks like by other people. But this side, we have like the soundtrack of Funny Girl, and we have Sammy Davis Jr., Golden Boy, we've got Nat King Cole, we have the soundtrack of My Fair Lady, we have Ben Franklin in Paris, we have, let's see, a bunch of really random stuff, like the Lombardo years, which makes me think of Yellow Submarine with Guy Lombardo. We have, oh hey, my beloved Judy Garland up in here. as well as Liza Minnelli's first album, Hello, Hello. Let's see, Buck Owens, Peggy Lee, Al Martino, Nancy Wilson, Deep Velvet. Yeah, it's interesting just to look at. Just saying. I'm like, huh. Alright, pretty cool, pretty cool. Pop that back over here. Come on, there. Everything lines up all nice and neat, the way it's meant to. Okay. We then have the early Beatles, and this is always a nostalgic photo for me because my very first desktop computer I ever owned that wasn't the family computer that my dad built for me when I was 12, he set this as my original desktop screen. And he had the photo of them getting off the plane set as like my screensaver photo that would like tile and mosaic and all sorts of shit. So those two photos always have a special place in my heart because of that. But anyway, so there's the back of this one. And the track list here is Love Me Do, Twist and Shout, Anna, Chains, Boys, Ask Me Why, Please Please Me, P.S. I Love You, Baby It's You, A Taste of Honey, and Do You Want to Know a Secret? And we've got, I think this is the same as the last one. Okay, so we're not going to go all in on that one. We just did that. Then we have Beatles 6. Yeah, I'll show you it a little better. And then the back. Track list here. Kansas City, 8 days a week, You Like Me Too Much, Bad Boy, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, Words of Love. Side 2 has What You're Doing, Yes It Is, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, Tell Me What You See, and Every Little Thing. And what looks like a new thing here is has a list of who is singing what songs, which is a nice touch. So this one has a different liner with it. This one's a bit chartreuse. See, we got Beatles, Beach Boys, The Lettermen, Cilla Black, The Kingston Trio, more Peter and Gordon, Beatles Songbook 2, Donna Loren, Bobby Rydell, Dick Dale, more Beatles, more Beach Boys, Lou Rawls, Cannonball Adderley, whoever the hell that is, Stan Keaton, literally can't read that next one. I think it's somebody doing a Gershwin tribute. Junior Mainz? I don't know. Howard Roberts Quartet, Golden Boy, which I think is more Sammy Davis, maybe? I don't know. Brazil 65, Frankie Lane, Waikiki After Dark, Charlie Leuven, Ferlin Husky, Buck Owens, Sonny James, Hank Thompson, Wanda Jackson, Tennessee Ernie Ford, World of Country Music, Nat King Cole, Nancy Wilson, Funny Girl, Sammy Davis Jr., Al Martino, Venice Blue by Bobby Darin, Dean Martin, Jackie Gleason, Nat King Cole again, more Nat King Cole, Wayne Newton, Peggy Lee. Oh, hey! More Liza, her second album here. More Sinatra, Bing Crosby, more Judy, Peter, I think, Grady? I really need to get reading glasses. Ray Anthony, and looks like a triple album. Oklahoma, Carousel, and The King and I. That's cool. Like, these are a little time capsule to me. I find them fascinating. I know, probably no one else gives much of a crap about those, but I really dig that they included this to that level of accuracy and everything. It's a nice touch in my book. So, we have that one. Then we move on to the Help soundtrack, which is interesting for a number of reasons. So unlike the UK one, the Beatles themselves are in black and white while everything else is in color, whereas the other one, it's a color photo as well. Then we have this on the back, which is nice. Side one we have Help, Night Before, instrumental. You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, instrumental of I Need You. Another Girl, instrumental. Ticket to Ride, also instrumental, and You're Gonna Lose That Girl, instrumental. Very interesting. And then we have The Gatefold, which is incredible. Love it, love it. And this one, same liner as the last one, so no need to do it twice. And then it's also on Capital, so nothing to show there either. So put that back in the liner. Then we have the US Rubber Soul, which is interesting since even the photo on the cover and the logo itself, like the UK one, it's more orangey. It's more muted for the US one. So I'm like, ooh, interesting, interesting. Like, US went with shit brown for some reason while the UK used orange. I think the UK had the right idea. So here's the back side. Love that photo of Ringo at the top, by the way. Fabulous, fabulous. Anyway, so this is where I am fascinated. The track list is so different. Because Rubber Soul, at least the UK one, is my favorite Beatle album. So I'm like, I've just seen a face. Norwegian Wood, You Won't See Me. Think for Yourself. The Word. Michelle. It's Only Love. Girl, I'm Looking Through You. In My Life. Wait and Run for Your Life. So it's not super, super different, but the things that are different, throw it for me, because I'm like, but that's like Help. Why do you have Help tracks here? Huh. So strange. Okay. Oh wait, did I check for... Yeah, it's another one with the green liner. We don't need to open it. Okay. Now, here's where it gets fun, because we have Yesterday and Today, aka the Butcher cover. They really went all out here, because while when you first take it out of the thing, it looks like this and everything. And by the way, here's the backside. Ha! We have the Butcher cover, and this is the alternate cover that was pasted over it when people freaked out, and much like that, this isn't just an insert, it's a sticker. If you wanted to, I don't know why you would want to, but if you wanted to, you could paste over it, just like what happened in the 60s, and have your own version of this. It was such a nice little detail to throw in that I was like, that's incredible. I love that. I love that. So this one, we've got Drive My Car, I'm Only Sleeping, Nowhere Man, Dr. Robert, Yesterday, Act Naturally, and Your Bird Can Sing, If I Needed Someone, We Can Work It Out, What Goes On, and Day Tripper. So in this one, what do we got? Rainbow, alright. And then we've got an orange sleeve this time. So we've got Nat King Cole, Nancy Wilson, George Shearing, Peggy Lee, Al Martino, Welcome to the LBJ Ranch, Julie Harris, Charlton Heston, The Agony and the Ecstasy, Funny Girl, Sammy Davis Jr., The Great Waltz, Skyscraper, Stan Kenton conducts the Los Angeles Neophonic Orchestra. Oh, hey, Judy and Liza together. We have Tennessee Ernie Ford, Freddie Martin, Nat King Cole, Cannonball Adderley Live, Nat King Cole again, Wayne Newton, Stan Kenton, Best of the Kingston Trio, Volume 2, Lou Rawls, Frankie Lane. We have more Beatles, more Beach Boys, more Letterman, more Peter and Gordon, Dean Martin, more The Beatles Songbook, Jody Miller, The Seekers, David McCallum, Frank Sinatra, more Nat King Cole, more Judy, Rodgers and Hammerstein, the Lombardo years again, more Liza, more Jackie Gleason, Nancy Wilson, El Martino again, Sonny James, Hank Thompson, Ferlin Husky, Buck Owens, Ray Anthony, Roy Clark, and new Broadway Hollywood hits. So, just an interesting little curiosity. So let's go ahead and pop that back in here. But yeah, I'm so fascinated by that. Like each one of these, a little snapshot in time. We've got Revolver, which front and back, pretty darn similar, if not the same, to the UK one. Same liner, don't need to pull that out. But the Revolver US version, we have... Wait a minute. Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, Love You Too, Here, There, and Everywhere, Yellow Submarine, She Said, Good Day Sunshine, For No One, I Want to Tell You, Got to Get You Into My Life, and Tomorrow Never Knows. So I'm confused. Is that not the same track list as the UK one? Someone explain the difference to me, please, because I am just confused on that one. Because they skip over, like, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour, Yellow Submarine, White Album, Abbey Road, and Let It Be, because those are all the same across the US and UK versions. So they don't include them in this set, because you've probably already got the UK ones. So this is just the stuff that's different. And then it skips ahead to Hey Jude, which is the last one in the set. Come on, you. Alright. Looks like that. And that's the back. I still think the back photo's better. And this one has the Apple label, much like the UK ones do. And the plainest sleeve we have seen. It's literally just white. So it's not like they made up shit to put on these, because this one is literally just plain white, and I know for a fact that's what it was on the original, because this is one that I had on vinyl, so I might still have that one, actually. So, and our track list here reads, Hey Jude, Revolution, Paperback Writer, I Should Have Known Better, Lady Madonna, Can't Buy Me Love, Don't Let Me Down, Ballad of John and Yoko, Rain, and Old Brown Shoe. Now stop and think about the eras each of those songs came out during. They threw them all together as one album. It feels like it has no rhyme or reason to it. Like, kind of feels like a cash grab of just, let's throw it out there and see if people buy it. That's the vibe I get from that one. But anyway. So that is the Beatles US albums box set. I'm very interested to dig in and like play through them and hear the different track listings together as they were on the US albums in the first place versus the UK ones. And I'm sure it's going to be a mindfuck to me to listen to them that way. But that's part of the fun, I think. So anyway. Well, that's it for this one. So as usual, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more. It's all down below, and if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Get your name on the end card for a month from the time of donating. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.